this is, because it's going to be quick. This is what blood over intent is. I intend to usher in heaven on earth for the benefit of all and release everybody from bondage.
If you want to come with us, you're going to look up blood over intent and become blood thick with us so that we can cross the frost bridge together into the Garden of Eden.
Fucker, and the universe is mine. I am the devil himself. You little aliens are alive. Yeah, you're filthy.
YouTube is a vast place with many corners that people have never laid eyes on. Most of these corners, also known as niches, range from completely harmless to a bit odd. There are some that are so dark and disturbing, you would never believe they even exist. While doing my research for my Dead Internet Theory special, I came across this by complete accident. I have stumbled upon a cult inside YouTube. Now, this sounds a bit odd. A full-blown cult that's digital in nature and is in plain sight on YouTube. Well, that's actually how this particular cult has grown over the years. Years and years have went by as this group has recruited members one by one, all within plain sight. There is no name for this cult, however they go by blood over intent. All led by a man named Quasi-Luminous, who believes he is the reincarnation of Satan. While I can't actively show you these rituals, since blood and self-harm are against YouTube's guidelines, this blood magic is pretty simple to explain. Satanic in nature, this cult practices what is known as blood magic, the act of writing your desires down on paper, cutting your finger, and bleeding onto this said paper, oftentimes creating strange symbols on each word that is written on the said paper. This is done to prove to Satan that you are committed and living in his name, almost similar to a contract. Even more disturbing, this isn't isolated to one channel. I have found at least 30 separate channels that all comment on each other's videos, oftentimes calling each other blood brothers and blood sisters. And while I didn't find any concrete evidence myself that these blood brothers and blood sisters have met in person, all of them believe and strive for one goal: to bring upon the end of the world. All of them pricking their fingers one by one and performing blood contracts to Lucifer, all with the intent to bring, quote, heaven on earth, end quote. Which is a bit bizarre considering that they constantly reference hell on multiple occasions. Not only do these people want to bring upon the end of the world, they are often reinforced constantly by their leader that the earth is flat and that alien reptile shapeshifters live amongst humans in secret. And this isn't surprising in the slightest. Conspiracy theories are often the foundation of what gives a cult power. This gives them the proper ammunition to form a us versus them argument that its believers will unfortunately buy into. And every single channel that I viewed, they all uniformly not only feed into all of this, they would bleed onto the paper, performing these said rituals, pledging their devotion and faith in not only Satan himself, but to their cult leader. And this isn't exactly unheard of when it comes to cults. They oftentimes follow a pattern. In every single cult throughout history, there are certain recurring themes that pop up over and over again. 1. The leader can do no wrong, oftentimes weaponizing religion to attract vulnerable people to follow their beliefs and teachings. That means that criticism is almost always unheard of and is almost frowned upon amongst its followers. 2. There is typically a reason why this cult is created in the first place. A goal in which the leader has in mind for himself and his followers, such as getting into heaven, descending into hell, bringing forth the end of the world, or even being carried by a comet like we saw with Heaven's Gate. Number 3. Oftentimes there is some kind of clothing that is worn to stand out from society, and often make a statement to non-followers. Again, pushing the us versus them narrative. Number 4, not only do most cults view society as lesser, or sometimes even broken, most of them exhibit antisocial behavior and want to avoid being with other people over time. Number 5, cult leaders will even weaponize negativity to enforce certain beliefs and prejudices that the cult leaders have. This is oftentimes racism and bigotry. And lastly, number 6, and might I add the most important of all, cults prey upon weak-minded individuals and people who are in a very vulnerable position in their life. This could literally be anything. Financial struggles, loss of a family member, being homeless, struggling to survive every day, even being depressed. The cult leader will often sell you an idea that he can not only improve your life, but by following him, you will fix every single problem you have. All of these are not only present with this blood over intent group, but they make themselves known quite often. They truly believe that doing this blood ritual will not only seal the deal with the devil, but will actively bring upon the end of the world as a whole. It's bizarre in itself, but Wiccans and past cults have practiced blood magic before. And while it's not something that's necessarily common, Wiccans only practice this technique if they want to enhance the magic that they are harnessing. I'll admit, I'm not entirely versed on magic and spiritual practices, but from the hours of research that I did, blood over intent's main foundation of this is simply satanic in nature. Not only does this cult leader himself believe to be Satan reincarnated in human flesh, he constantly mentions how he wants to end the world and how he is the only one that can do it. Talking almost as if the more cult followers he gets to perform these said blood rituals, the stronger he gets. However, it doesn't really need to be said that I think that this man is severely mentally ill. With some cult followers, manipulation and power is more prevalent than just being simply mentally ill or mentally unstable. Charles Manson, for example, was theorized for a long time to have faked his wild outbursts in the courtroom just to be deemed too mentally unstable to stand trial for his crimes. Luckily, this didn't work, but with this particular instance, I genuinely think that this man is unwell. Let's see what you think.
I'm informing you, as the devil himself, not even your filthy aliens can save you. Not a helicopter from a rooftop, not a cell phone, not a crystal ball, not a fucking rhino with 4-inch thick skin, not a filthy god or dog. You're all fucking retarded. The universe is mine. All your leaders swear in the Bible. 2 Corinthians 4:4. Fuck you. The universe is mine. Your aliens can't save you? No fucking way. No crystal ball can save you. Only your blood, you little fuck. Publicly, beside my own. Not your god. Not an animal. Not a helicopter, not your double helix, not your help, not your hello. You're in hell right now, motherfucker, and the universe is mine. I am the devil himself. Your little aliens are a lie. Bent over, ready to take it up the ass, and you love it. And you can't do anything because you're a little pussy. You need to get to the center of the flat earth plane before you're dead and bathe in those eternal waters where the aurora borealis is coming out. It is just that simple. It's like been rubbed in your face your entire life. You set up your Christmas tree every year, your spear of destiny, showing you where you need to go at the center of the flat earth plane. It's just that simple. This is the way out. Every compass points to it. If you want to go there with me, type in your computer blood over intent. Scroll down, see all your brethren spilling up their blood. Side by side, blood is thicker than water. On YouTube. Place your blood beside ours. Title it Blood Over Intent, tag it Blood Over Intent, and description Blood Over Intent. When enough of us are side by side, blood is thicker than water, we are going to make an exodus to this place, blood thicker than water. Nobody can stop us. I have the Holy Spear. This fucking world is mine.
Not only does this man exhibit symptoms of what sounds like paranoid schizophrenia, he sometimes rambles on and on, with nothing even being said. It's very well known that schizophrenic people often hallucinate and struggle with what's real and what isn't. They oftentimes are plagued by waves of pure delusion. These delusions not only give the person thoughts of persecution and fear, but they alter their entire reality to the point where their perception is distorted almost completely. It is possible that this man is suffering from mental illness. However, I'm not a licensed medical doctor, and it's very difficult to tell when a cult leader does this to trick his followers and others around him, or if he genuinely believes these things. However, I found something quite interesting. I found his second channel, simply titled Mr. Satan, the nickname he gave himself. We get a closer look into his bizarre behavior in his everyday life. Skimming through his content, we can learn one thing. This man is a freelance plumber. Or at least I would assume freelance, because I could not find any info on where he works. So this man, this satanic cult leader, a man that openly goes into people's homes where there are innocent people around him, happily goes in and fixes people's pipes, all without knowing that the man standing right in front of them is a self-made cult leader who plans to bring upon the end of the world. Well, at least he believes this. And looking into this channel even deeper, it's very, very bizarre, just as the others have been. And for some odd reason, there's lots of clips of not only him, but of all of his followers speaking backwards. I have dug through so many websites and even a book I purchased about the occult, looking for anything related to speaking backwards and its meaning. I couldn't find a single reason behind this. Give it a listen.
I am benevolent of flesh, healer of the pussy. I am evil.
I am evil.
I am benevolent of flesh, healer of the pussy.
You solid human slave. You stupid wicked digger.
Through this gate.
The earth, through it makes it. Escape the earth, through it makes it. Escape the earth, through it makes it.
With this being so nonsensical, this just confirms my suspicion of him being mentally unstable and potentially having serious issues with delusions and potential hallucinations. At the time of recording this cult is very much active. Maybe not as active as it used to be, but it's still very much alive. As for the others that are involved in this cult, it looks like there is no signs of stopping, whether it be out of fear, actual beliefs, or because they enjoy the edginess of all of it. These people remain planted firmly to the belief that this man, Mr. Satan, is truly Lucifer himself, and that the end of the world is coming. However, that's where our story ends. I found this out by complete accident, and what a wonderful find it was. It just goes to show you that people are so willing to believe in anything that all it takes is for one man or woman to fool the masses into being that beacon of hope, that light in the darkness. Unfortunately, that isn't the case here with Mr. Satan. Thank you all for watching. I love you all. Thank you for everything. And as always, good night.